Yes, yes, Detroit Lions. Yes, Detroit Lions. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, Detroit Lions. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Detroit Lions. Get the deal done. That's what I'm talking about. Jahmyr GIbbs, Detroit Lions star running back, standout running back, historic running back, if you will, has agreed to a historic 3-year contract extension with the Detroit Lions worth up to $75.75 million, securing $51.5 million in guaranteed money. This deal makes him the highest paid running back in NFL history. Shout out to my boy Jahmyr GIbbs, man. This deal is well deserved, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to excuse me. Shout out to him. Shout out to Todd France, his agent over there at Athletes First. Shout out to the Lions. Shout out to everyone that was involved in this deal. Shout out to Jahmyr GIbbs once again. Shout out to the Lions for getting it done. Shout out to like I said, Todd France, who is Jahmyr GIbbs' agent. Shout out to everyone that was involved in this deal and helped get this deal done. Like I said, and I said this yesterday, and if this deal didn't get done today, I was gonna say it again today. Pay the man. Pay the man. Barry Sanders is hands down the Detroit Lions' greatest running back. Okay, some people's greatest running back of all time, one of the greatest running backs of all time. Now, my best running back of all time, me personally, is Walter Payton. That's just me personally, but Barry Sanders is up there. No matter how you slice the cake, Barry Sanders is up there for anyone. Okay, Jahmyr GIbbs has already broken Barry Sanders' record as far as having the most touchdowns before the age of 24 in his career. He already broke Barry Sanders' record as far as that. And I think it's pretty safe to say that that Jahmyr GIbbs will play more seasons than Barry Sanders played, because obviously I don't believe that Jahmyr GIbbs is going to be in a situation where he feels unhappy or where he feels like the team can't win and he'll just go to the extent of just retiring. That Barry Sanders just got so fed up with the Lions losing and not being committed to winning and not being committed to competing for a title. He just said, why am I just going to keep wasting myself? You know what? Let me go ahead and retire and just go ahead and, ride off into the sunset. Pause. I don't feel like Jahmyr GIbbs is going to end up in that situation. Obviously, I feel like if he does end up in that situation later, I don't think he'll retire. I think he probably just request a trade, if anything, and request a trade, or maybe by that time he'll be a free agent again, so he'll just leave in free agency. But I don't think the Lions have anything to worry about as far as him retiring anytime soon. So he's only 3 seasons into his NFL career, about to go into his 4th year. And he's already already has broken Barry Sanders' record. And it all but the rookie season of his career has rushed for over 1,000 yards in his career. So he's a 2-time over 1,000 yard rusher. Like I said, only time he did it was his rookie season. So, but once again, he was splitting carries during this whole time with David Montgomery. And the remarkable thing, if you will, is the fact that I feel like the Lions have not even saw his full potential yet. I really do. I feel like that, because with him splitting carries with him, and allow me to say this, there is nothing wrong with splitting carries as a running back. There's nothing wrong with that. Because a couple days ago, I seen something about Jahmyr GIbbs as far as splitting carries, and they're speaking down on him a little bit. So let me go ahead and go out on a limb and say that there's nothing wrong with splitting carries as a running back. I think it's actually smart, especially if you're a running back like Jahmyr GIbbs, to where you're the explosive guy, you're the explosive guy, you're the fast guy, you're the person that really is relied upon to do, most of the catching out of the backfield, the explosive plays. When you're the running back that's relied upon to do those things, it's nothing wrong with splitting carries with a David Montgomery, who's more of a powerhouse back. To take, on short yardage, they put David Montgomery in the game and let him pick up those yards. Or they put David Montgomery in on goal line, let him pick up getting the end zone for a touchdown. Stuff like, it's nothing wrong with splitting carries. It actually keeps running backs fresh. And I personally believe, and I've always said this, me personally, if I was blessed to be, in the NFL and be like a standout running back, if the team was to come to me, and say, hey, we're thinking about bringing such and such running back here, You're still going to be the guy, but we're going to cut your carries in half or not in half, but we're going to give him a certain amount of carries just so we can keep you fresh and make sure that you're good. So when we get to the playoffs and we get later in the season, that you're not broken down, that you're not injured, that you're not, dealing with nicks and knacks. Now, obviously in the NFL, everyone is going to be nicked up to a point of that they have something wrong with them down the course of the year of the season. So they're going to have something wrong with them, but you're not going to be as broken down. You're not going to be as worn down, as ran into the ground, pause, as you would be if you were just the sole number one, no breaks running back. So we're going to bring in this running back for you, and he's going to, take some carries, pause, and he's going to, take a little pressure off of you, pause, but he's going to have a couple carries. He's going to come in on goal line. He'll come in, pause. He'll do his thing on short yardage downs, and then we're just going to keep you fresh throughout the course of the season. If the team was ever to approach me with that, if I was in like a Jahmyr GIbbs situation, I would, me personally, I don't know about you guys, but I'd be like, great, like, okay, like that means, because here's what that's saying. That's saying that, number one, the team cares about you to a point where they know that it's probably not a smart idea for us to just wear you down in the regular season just because, for what? I mean, yeah, you're going to have high yardage. Okay, and how is that going to help us in the playoffs? Yeah, you got over 18,000. You got 1,800 yards. Great. Now, if you have been just grinding all season, how is that going to help us in the playoffs when you're so worn down in the playoffs where you can't rush no more? How that's going to help us in the playoffs? So I feel like Jahmyr GIbbs' situation, with him splitting carries with David Montgomery, I feel like that has helped him throughout the course of his career. But now it's his show. It's his show. He'll have a chance to just go out there and perform how he wants to perform. He's probably going to be barely coming off of the field now with them moving on from David Montgomery now. So he'll be barely coming off the field, but it's his show. And I think it's been his show, like I said, for a while. But, it's his show officially now. From the team standpoint, officially, it is the Jahmyr GIbbs show in the backfield. That's what it is. And this contract shows that, once again, averaging 5.3 yards a carry for his career, Jahmyr GIbbs is an absolute beast. Okay? He's an absolute beast. And I feel like that if this deal didn't get done, and I will say this again, I know the deal got done, so shout out to the Lions for listening to me. But but shout out to the Lions for just getting this deal done. And I say listening to me just to be funny. But shout out to the Lions for getting this deal done, because I was serious yesterday. When I said that if they didn't get this deal done soon, Jahmyr GIbbs was probably going to be out of there, I meant that. If they did not get this deal done before the season started, I don't know if it's going to be I don't know if it would have been in the first couple weeks, or maybe like the trade deadline time, or maybe to start off the year. I don't know when it would have been, but I guarantee you, and it would have been rightfully so for Jahmyr GIbbs, I guarantee you he would have been like, you know what, get me out of here, bro. Get me out of here. Because with me performing like I have, breaking Barry Sanders' record to have the most touchdowns under 24, breaking Barry Sanders' record, for me to have that, for me to break a person who this organization holds in high regard in Barry Sanders, for me to do that, even with me splitting carries, even with me not being the sole number one guy, with me still having to split up my time and pick my spots because I'm not on the field 24/7, with that being the case, me performing like I have, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 3-time Pro Bowler, and for you guys not wanting to pay me when I'm a main reason why this team is as competitive as it is. Y'all don't want to pay me, but I'm watching Bijan and I'm watching Jonathan Taylor and Bijan get paid, and I'm watching all these other running backs that's on schedule to get paid. I don't care what nobody say. Jahmyr GIbbs would have been like, yeah, get me up out of here. Like I said, I don't know when it would have been. I don't know if it would have been to start the year off, if it would have been trade deadline, but it would have been some point during this season if they did not get this deal done before the season started. Or, I'm sorry, before the first game. Jahmyr GIbbs at one point would have been like, yeah, get me up out of here, because they don't value my talent. And to his point, they would have shown him that they didn't value his talent. But the Lions did it the right way. Now, me personally, I think if I was the Lions, I just would have went ahead and got the deal done after Bijan got his contract. I know they let Jonathan Taylor get paid, after that, but I would have let, honestly, just after Bijan got paid, that next day it would have been Jahmyr's turn. So it'd have been Bijan and then Jahmyr. Or if you be honest with y'all, I probably would have paid, if I was the Lions, probably would have paid Jahmyr first, because why not? Why not just be the first one to go ahead and just go out there and just jump out there, get the deal done, and then everyone else follow suit. That I wouldn't have been opposed to making him the first paid running back in this offseason. But bottom line, it got paid, and y'all already know I'm about everybody getting the bag. And let's be honest, Jahmyr Gibbs deserves this. He earned it. And so with that being the case this year, I feel like that the Lions will have a huge, I won't say weight on his shoulder, but they will have a huge spotlight on Jahmyr Gibbs this year, because the reality is that he is now the sole premier feature back. He is no longer splitting carries. He will have to, do those goal line plays, do them short yardage plays, which I'm sure he'll have no problem with. Not at all. I'm sure he'll have absolute no problem with being in there for goal line situations or short yardage downs. Because from what I've heard, and now granted, I've never played running back at the NFL level, but from what I see, running backs love being present on goal line scenarios, because at the end of the season, that probably increases their touchdown total. So that they love being present on those touchdown goal line kind of plays. So that increases their touchdown total and make them look better at the end of the year. So, and what does that do? That ends them up getting more money in the long run. Now, I know Jahmyr just got paid, but down the line, that's going to lead to him getting another contract down the line when it's time for him to get paid next time. But anyway, the breakdown of this deal, just to let you guys know, once again, it is a 3-year deal. The total value is up to $75.75 million. The base value is $67.5 million. The guaranteed money is $51.5 million in this deal. So if everything goes right, if everything goes how it's supposed to go, if everything flows how it's supposed to flow, if Jahmyr plays like we know he can and keeps up that Pro Bowl level, keeps up that elite play that I know he can do, and I definitely expect of him at this point. If he keeps up that play and plays like only Jahmyr Gibbs can, he'll earn $75.75 million in this whole contract in this 3-year span. So shout out to him for doing that. Like I say, he's now the highest paid running back in NFL history. It is now Bijan. It's the order now goes Bijan. I'm sorry. It goes Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan, and then Jonathan Taylor. So that's now the order now. And once again, I know I've said this in all of the videos as far as the running backs are concerned, but I am so freaking excited. I am, and I applaud, like I said, Todd France, who is Jahmyr Gibbs' agent. I applaud Clutch Sports in helping Bijan get his deal. I applaud Jonathan Taylor's agent as far as getting him his deal. And obviously it was the talent of the players that got the deal. I'm just saying everyone who was involved in getting these running backs paid. I'm so happy, bro, because there was a large span of time, a very extensive span of time, might I add, that running backs just were very undervalued, and it would be so unfortunate, because it would be like a running back that was really good, but he's severely underpaid because of what running backs in the past have done. And I never felt like that was fair. I never felt like that was right to do. And I get the logic behind it. Don't get me wrong. Okay, well, the last time we paid running back, and he was an elite for the whole rookie contract. We paid him big money, and he didn't live up to it. I understand that. I got the point of not doing it anymore because of what past running backs have been through. And I'm not gonna mention no names, so we don't do that over here. But other running backs in the past who got big contracts, they got the big money, and then after that big contract, they had maybe one, maybe 2 good seasons or okay seasons, and then it was straight downhill from there. So I get it. I get the point of front offices being like, you know what, we're not going to pay big money to a running back anymore, because one was because they found out in today's day and age, you don't need a elite level running back to be successful. Hence, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs have a good quarterback. Now, granted, I love Isaiah. Excuse me. I love Isaiah Pacheco. Now they have, I would say, a very elite running back in Kenneth Walker in K9. They have an elite running back now in Kenneth Walker. But people like Isaiah Pacheco, people like Kareem Hunt, people like that. Now, Kareem Hunt at one point was a elite running back. He was or if not elite, give him high value running back. Isaiah Pacheco, once again, high value running back. But the point is, the one thing that the Chiefs showed everyone, in my personal opinion, is that if you have a good quarterback, you can overcome high level running back play, not elite, high level running back play. You can surpass not having as good of a running game as maybe say a Detroit Lions or an Atlanta Falcons or the Indianapolis Colts, having those elite level running backs. You can surpass not having that level of running game by having a quarterback that can get it done at that level. That's how you surpass that. So that's what the Chiefs showed a lot of people, I feel like. And I kind of feel like that the Chiefs were the example for other front offices to be like, you know what? Well, why are we going to pay a running back that much money when we just got to have one or a couple good ones, and then we don't even have to we don't have to pay one. We can just have a couple good running backs that can make our running game respectable. We don't got to have no one elite running back. We can just have a couple good ones. And to their point, you can. And I agree with that. In the NFL, you don't need, in today's day and age, you do not need a elite level, high level, one of them big name running back. It does help. It does help. Now, don't get me wrong. It does help, though. If you want to make your quarterback's life a lot easier, go get you one of these elite level running backs. Go get you an elite running back out the draft. Go get you one, because these running backs, these dudes is talented, bro. They catching, running. They having 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing. Like, man, look, these running backs today, whew. Man, you better go get you one of them high-level running backs, man. Go get you one out the draft on that rookie contract, you know what I'm saying? Go get you one out the draft, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, NFL front offices were able to figure out we don't need a high-level running back. Like I said, it does help, but we don't need one. So let's save money as far as paying a running back or paying what we would pay an elite running back, and let's go spend it. Let's go spread the wealth in other positions. Okay, let's address the defensive line. Let's go get a tight end. Let's go get another edge rusher. Let's go get a quarterback. Let's go get a wide receiver. And they were able to see that if we save money on paying a running back, one elite running back, we can use that money, just get a couple good running backs, and then we can just spread the wealth all over the team. But what I'm glad is happening now with the Bijans, with the Jahmyr GIbbs, with the Jonathan Taylors, is now NFL teams are saying, yeah, that formula is cool, but if we so happen to run into an elite level running back and we are blessed to have one on our NFL team, we are going to pay him like he is worth, like he deserves, like he plays. He deserves a high-level contract, so we're going to give him a high-level contract. Look at Jeremiah Love. For guaranteed money, he has $53 million. Jeremiah Love, $53 million for the Arizona Cardinals. $53 million as a rookie. $53 million. Guaranteed as a running back. So I love the fact that in today's day and age that the thing is, if a running back is worth it, we pay him like he's worth it. I love the fact that it's not punishing running backs for what running backs of the past did, because that would be the same way as teams that are trying to go get quarterbacks or that do have a good quarterback. That'd be the same thing as, I'm a Falcons fan, right? We went and signed Kirk Cousins, and I think it's pretty much safe to say that he did not live up to every bit of that contract that we gave him. Okay, not at all. And look, I'm not one to criticize nobody's pockets. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve that contract. I'm not saying that he didn't earn it. I'm not saying none of that. What I am saying is, for what we paid him, we did not get the production out of him that we would have expected. Now, on the Kirk Cousins side of it, congratulations. Ain't no flack on Kirk Cousins from my point of view. He got that bread, he got that bag, and went about his business. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. Shout out to his agent. He got that bag and went about his business. So shout out to Kirk Chainz, man, for real. But he did not live up to every bit of that contract that we gave him when he came to Atlanta. So that would be the same aspect as, okay, Kirk Cousins didn't live up to his contract. So now we're going to punish Patrick Mahomes, or we're going to punish Sam Darnold, or we're going to punish Matthew Stafford, or we're going to punish Lamar Jackson, or we're going to punish Jackson Dart, or any of these other quarterbacks out there. We're going to punish them because Kirk Cousins didn't live up to his contract. Like, I just felt like I understood the logic of it. Like, okay, well, we got burned all these times paying these running backs, so we just ain't going to pay them no more. That's how we ain't going to get burned no more. Cool. We ain't going to pay them, and we going to undervalue him pretty much, and we're going to let them know that we don't need you because we can go find another running back in the draft that can do whatever you can do. So we ain't going to value you like that because we done got burned so many times, so we just ain't going to value no running back. It's dead. All that is done. We're not going to value a running back, and we're just going to flow how we flow and move how we move. We're going to value the quarterback position. And as far as the running back, if we have a good one, we got a good one. If not, then it is what it is. I get it. However, it wasn't fair, and I get it. I know what y'all going, well, life ain't fair, true. But I didn't feel like it was right for these younger running backs, who did deserve it, for the Saquon Barkleys, for the Bijan Robinsons, for the Jonathan Taylors, for the Jahmyr GIbbs, for all these elite level running backs, for the Bo Scatterbows, for all of these running backs that will be up for these big contracts. I just didn't feel like it was right, and it never really sat right with me to punish them for what running backs of the past did. That's kind of, I feel like that. Like I said, I get the logic of from the NFL front office standpoint. They don't want to get burned no more as far as paying running backs, but you just kind of just gotta take a L and move on. Like you gotta kind of look at it like when you talking to a girl. You know what I'm saying? You go up to her, you get rejected. Okay, she don't like you, and move on to the next one. That's what it is. Like, okay, this running back contract didn't work out. Dang, okay, we learned from our mistakes. Okay, cool. But look, when you do get another elite level running back, don't not fully invest in him because the last one didn't pan out. Last time I checked, he ain't him. So I never felt like that was right. So I love the fact that trend is dying off now, and I can officially say in a couple years, I feel like that trend would officially have died fully, and just it'll be back to where the running backs are getting paid like they deserve to. So I feel like that's a dope thing that's happening in the NFL right now. Like I said, look at Jeremiah Love, a rookie running back, has $53 guaranteed $1 million, and I just say props to him, props to his agent, and for the other running backs coming out of the draft. Like I said, for Bo, when it's time for him to get paid, I hope that he gets his bag. Y'all know I'm about everybody getting the bag, so I just love the fact that these running backs are starting to get paid, and they deserve it, man. Like Jahmyr GIbbs getting paid today, he earned that contract, every bit of that contract, and I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that this will probably be up to this point without him splitting carries, without him having to split up time and worry about other running backs and stuff like that. No offense to David Montgomery, but with him finally having a chance to just do him fully, I'll go out on a limb and say this is probably going to be up to this point, this is probably going to be the best season of Jahmyr Gibbs' career. And the Lions are going to benefit tremendously from it. And I think it's going to take a lot of pressure off Jared Goff, man. Jared Goff will probably tell you it takes a lot of pressure off him anyway, with him having Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery in the backfield. But I'm telling y'all, with the season I see Jahmyr Gibbs having this year, trust me, the Lions are going to benefit tremendously from this deal that they gave him today. So it's interesting, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this deal in the comments below. How do y'all feel about it? Do y'all feel like he got the money he deserves? Y'all feel like he was overpaid? If y'all do feel like he was overpaid, tell me why. If y'all feel like it was the right deal, tell me why. and to also predict his stat line for this year, man. And if you that in tune to the Lions, let me know what y'all think the record is gonna be as well. So, yeah, I'm happy for my boy, man. Shout out to Jahmyr GIbbs for getting paid. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comments below, man. For that, man, your boy Chill is out, man. Peace.